What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to G-Ball Vision. Thank you for stopping in. Today we have a knife to unbox coming in from CMB. Before we get started, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I release daily knife and EDC content. Hit that thumbs up button. That helps push this video out there to more people. And let us know what you're carrying in your pockets today down in the comments. Love hearing from you guys and seeing what you're carrying for the day. So I just pulled this out of the mailer. And this is coming right from CMB. Huge shout out to them for sending this in for us to take a look at. You get a little sticker, little paperwork, zippered pouch here. And then we have microfiber cloth, and we have our knife here. So let's slide that out of the way. Get that out of our cellophane. I think it says this is sharp. Keep away from children. And that's a good idea. So what we're looking at here is a budget model from CMB. And I actually asked them if I could check this out because I have not seen much or anything on this knife here. And this is kind of a nod back to an old school flipper button lock knife. Now these can easily be found on their website and through their website on Amazon. I'll have both linked down below in the description, and a few other CMB knives that are really, really impressive. They have kind of a nice catalog of knives in a wide variety of prices. Now, like I said, this is going to be in their budget line, but we're going to be looking at, I don't know if we'll be able to pick it up there, 14C 28N steel. It's got a beautiful stone wash on that blade. Nice drop point, a little bit of belly here. Great sharpening choil. We have textured G10 handles and a geared G10 backspacer there. We have a little bit lower mounted deep carry clip there, and everything has been recessed, and it is going to be reversible there for left hand carry. So that is great. Perfectly centered up there, and the springs feel pretty good. There are a couple different versions of this knife available. It's called the TNB. I don't know if I said that or not, but it's called the CMB TNB. We're looking at about 2.6 of cutting edge and about 2 3/4 total, and then about 6 7/8 overall. And I'll throw up a couple of comparisons here. We have the Para 3 and the PM2 going to be more in line with that Para 3 size. And what that means is it'll be relatively close to the Civivi Elementum here and the QSP Penguin. Here's the weight. We're looking at 3.55 ounces, which is not too shabby at all for ratios, people. That is pretty close. As far as what does this thing look like in the pocket, it'll carry pretty deep. You'll have a little bit poking out there, but not too much. Nice little area there to kind of grab a hold of this knife and pull it out of the pocket. Now, this G10 is textured there, and it's smooth underneath where the clip meets it. But once this gets in the pocket, it won't. It should be pretty secure in there because of that texture. I don't see a problem with this. Let me try putting it in my pocket real quick. Pushing them down, yeah, it goes in very easily. But you'll have a little bit extra grip when this is in the pocket. They do have the button recess there, but it does stick out a little bit over the top of them scales. They do not have any jimping there, and they have this cut almost like it could be a push button, and it does work good for that push button. It really, really swings out there. The light switch is good too. I mean, it's not like crazy strong as far as the spring strength is, but it's not bad at all. And there's no drag with that button, so you can push that button in as far as you want, and there's not going to be any hesitation or dragging on that blade. It actually feels really good. Like, it feels here, it feels like they almost have a detent track in there because when you go from closed, you're really meeting some good resistance there. So that's pretty good. CMB, to me, they make a really solid knife. They do a great job on their 14C. If anyone's familiar, they did the Predator series in 14C, and I think they have some other knives in 14C as well. And the Predator series, I had a couple of them. I've had a couple. I have one now, and they are fantastic knives. I'm expecting this one to be the same way. This actually really has that Predator blade, also has that really enunciated sharpening choil like this. It kind of reminds me of the Predator. It's completely different handle, but that blade has a little semblance of the Predator in it. This is a good size. I wear an XL glove, and I can get a full grip on this handle. It's a fairly neutral handle. But anyone with medium, large, XL hands, I think you'll be just fine. Now, if you have massive hands, you're working past XL, then you might start to find your pinky falling off the back there. And you're pretty much you're going to be in one main grip. As far as a standard grip goes, you're not going to have, this is more of a mid-sized knife, so we're not looking at a lot of room to maneuver. But this is going to be a good size for a lot of people. It'll be great to use that nice pokey tip if you got detail work to do. You're not going to be able to choke right up behind the edge like on some models, but you'll have a nice amount of control and have that flipper as a guard there, so that is definitely something to consider. As far as left hand goes, if I'm in the standard grip, I'm actually not over top of that button there. And because you're not choking up on this knife, because you can't, you're pretty much going to stay below that button. So left-handers who are often worried about that, this one looks like a good option if that's been a worry for you. Let's see here. We're going to have to check that lock as well, make sure that is going to hold up. But yeah, you have the flipper tab, light switch, push button. You have the button itself you can use to flip this thing out. It's got a smooth action. There's no hesitation. Very fluid. Very nice. Yeah, I like this thing. I like this because, I like things that are off the main path. I like things on the beaten path, right? Things that are different and just not mainstream. And CMB, although a larger company than a lot, they're not near as mainstream as Kaiser, Civivi, Kubey, those types of companies, and they put out a phenomenal product. CMB does. Those other companies do as well, but I know oftentimes people are looking for something a little bit different than the mainstream, and I completely understand that. So let's check this lock, make sure it's not just going to slip. We are stonewashed, and there's nothing coated internally in there. Very good. It's a great sign. There's literally no movement in there, and that's very good for a plunge lock. Typically, you get a little bit of movement, or in, half the cases of a regular plunge lock, it's not abnormal to have a tiny bit of movement on that plunge. Now, if you're wondering or you just don't know, a plunge lock, you can see there, that little bar is actually meeting up under the tang of that blade, and that's what's locking that in place there. So a very innovative locking system for a folding knife. If you're not familiar with a standard button lock or plunge lock, Flashlight is the new Olight Turbo with the custom G-ball vision there on the top, free laser engraving. And no, I did not need another flashlight. I want to say these come in around 60 on average. They might be a little bit more on their website. They could be a little bit less on Amazon. I'll have to double check that. But like I said, either way, I'll have both linked down in the description of this video. I wanted to quickly bring this one out. I wish I still had my version 1. I gave it away, which is okay. But that's the Predator version 2 there, and that's a crossbar lock, and you can see there what I meant about the blades. They're very, you can tell they're brothers. I love that. I love that overdone choil. It just makes the knife have a really cool aesthetic. But this is the Predator, fantastic pocket knife right here. 14C, micarta, nice deep carry clip, great springs in there. This is an easy sleeper choice for a budget-ended pocket knife, no question about it. And I plan on this one being the same thing. They're different knives for sure. This one's larger, crossbar lock, completely different styles, but I expect this one to kind of be the same way. It shows, you know, very good job on CMB's part, making the internals nice and strong. Great fit and finish across the board. And I almost forgot, we need to check that edge. Hold on here. Pretty sure that's all me. I think it needs touched up a little bit, but it feels sharp once I get it going. Maybe it's my angle. Yeah, the steeper I have it. Yeah, it's got a good edge on it. The great thing about 14C is if it were to come with a subpar edge, it's easy breezy to strop that up, touch it up, and get that thing razor sharp. You'll have to let me know, do you have any experience with any CMB knives? Have you had a chance to check out the TNB, or did you even know this knife existed? I love hearing from you guys either which way. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. That helps push these videos out there to more people. If you're new here, I release knife and EDC content every day. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and ring the bell. That way you can be notified anytime I release any new videos. I will throw a couple of recent videos up. Go check one of them out. Have yourself an awesome day. Thank you all again for watching. I will catch you on the next one.